The thing that's really interesting about the grub gone and the beetle gone is that it's not just for organic growers, it's for everybody. And Emily and I from Green Earth Ag and Turf had described organics with two holy grails. One was grub control and one was weed control. We now say that there's one holy grail in organics, and that's weed control. It's a huge advantage to have a product like this that is, we call it a silver bullet and just a game changer in the industry because of what it does and the way it does it, and how effective it is and how safe it is, where to the point that states are changing laws for this product.
I think the other key points about Grub Gone are that it's targeted where you want it to be. It goes after only the bad guys. It's going to target just those beetles that you want to get rid of, or just the grubs you want to get rid of, not the beneficials. Mm-hmm. So it's targeted where you want it to be. But it's flexible where you need it to be. And especially we see this with our small business applicators. They only have so much time to go out and do applications. In the past, they'd been burdened by this tiny little application window of applying beneficial nematodes, just the right temperature point, just the right part of the beetle growth cycle. And it really limited their business potential. But now with Grub Gone, it gives you this wider window of efficacy. And so that's another place where it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Phylom's research is very active, which is different from many companies. Once they hit the market, they kind of
once they get the EPA regulation,
yeah,
it's like
done.
we did the minimum and we're done. Yeah.
So I think they're exceptional in that way, and then just the communication, to continue to communicate that with us, because every time we are better educated, we can communicate better with our customers and meet their needs better. So I think it's exceptional in that way. Mm-hmm. And I think it's exceptional because Phylom's research continues to have a focus on what will benefit the end user. Yeah. So I see where, again, small business owners who are doing these applications, they're under enormous stress, time, financial, and when the studies from Phyllom come out and say, hey, you could do this in a more cost-effective way, or you have this wider window for applications to be effective, that helps that small business owner. That can make or break their decision to go with this great biological product or just stay the course with what they've always done. And I think it's really a compliment to Phyllom that they offer so much benefit through their research.
We had an interview with a local shoreline media person who wrote an article, and the article basically said new grub control product may be a game changer. We had no idea the article was published that morning. All of a sudden, both of our cell phones start ringing, one after the other. I'm on the phone, she's on the phone, we're back and forth, and this went on for an hour until I had to leave for the talk. And I said, Emily, every single one of those calls was about the Phyllom products, the grub gone and the beetle gone. She was the same thing for me, and we couldn't figure out what happened. And we went and did the talk, and it turns out the article was published that morning. We finally asked somebody who called us, and the article was published, and the public had been looking for this. It's like this big black hole was being filled with the grub gone and the beetle gone. The other thing that Emily and I do as Green Earth Ag and Turf is applying science to products, and that's what we love about Phylom's products, is they're science-based products, and that really takes away that huge stigma that we talked about with organics, where everything was hocus pocus and try this and sprinkle a dash of this and throw some salt over your shoulder. Phyllom is based on science. It's very solid science, and I can talk to a grower, and then on the next day talk to the PhD who's the head of the entomology department at the University of Connecticut and pull out the white papers and the university papers on the research that they've done. I can't do that with some of my other products. I've got to rely on field testimonials. Not with Phyllom. With Phyllom, it's backed by science, and that science is ongoing.
Thank you. Heather Garvin from the Heartseed Company. I work in the golf, sports turf, and parks market. So I work with sports turf managers as well as municipalities. In Connecticut, they passed a law that in the K through 8 schools you cannot use pesticides on the school grounds, and so now they either cannot treat or can use 25B exempt products, which don't really work, or the nematodes. The conditions of the field were just really bad, and there was no way that you could keep turf on some of these fields. And not every school has a sprayer, so the nematodes are put down with in a spray solution, and not every town has a sprayer, and so they weren't able to use them. And it makes it kind of difficult, the whole process, because a lot of the schools don't have irrigation, so they can't keep the soil wet so that the nematodes will live. So it just made it very difficult to keep grass. The kids were playing in dirt. They couldn't keep grass on these fields. Last summer, they, in special session, they passed a law that allowed biologicals to be used. So now Grub Gone can be used, and it's one of the few that can be used on school grounds.
Hi, I'm Chris Bankson from Heartseed. We are a grass seed, fertilizer, control product distributor throughout New England. One of my responsibilities is to call on golf courses. They represent the majority of my customer base. One of the growing problems is with insects, especially with annual bluegrass weevil. It's a pest that's becoming difficult to control, and superintendents are always looking for new solutions. I like Grub Gone as an option because it's a biological control. Thus, it's going to help them with their resistance problems. It's environmentally safe, it's easy to handle, and it's got a great shelf life. So all the attributes that Grub Gone offers are all the things that a superintendent is looking for when he makes his buying decision. Another advantage of Grub Gone is that if you're using adulticides for the bluegrass weevil control, that you're also having an impact on the natural pests for the bluegrass weevil, the adults. So if you're targeting the larvae and you back away from the adulticides, you can start getting those natural predators, that population to increase on the golf course. And now you're using nature not only for adult control, but you're using an environmentally friendly product for larvae control.
It's an alternative. You're not using the same products all the time. It's easy to put down since it's in a granular product, and you have and there's research out of Ohio State that shows that it works on the annual bluegrass weevil, and that is my concern. As far as the Grub's Gone at the municipalities, it gives them a tool. They don't have very many tools in their toolbox, and it's a very convenient tool for them to use. Over the years, pyrethroids were so cost effective, and they worked on ants and cutworms and annual bluegrass weevil, so they were used on a monthly basis. And in some situations, there is a resistance to them. They cannot control the annual bluegrass weevil. They can throw as much pyrethroid as they want at them, and they'll just walk out of it. So we have a researcher that's made little test kits, and that's how they have found out that you can put the weevils in these test kits with pyrethroids, and they don't even blink. It doesn't slow them down at all. So there are certain courses that really have to look out of the box for ways to control their annual bluegrass weevil.